There we go.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Brand new episode of the Stay Media podcast. Today is a very special episode because we got a special guest, OTIS, in the building.
Well, hey, boys. How's it going? Thanks for having me on,
It's our pleasure.
It's our pleasure. I got delayed too now.
No, I switched mics.
That makes sense.
You weren't looking. He didn't even know.
But then he snitched on himself.
Yeah,
and then I
because
didn't know.
he noticed right away. So, he's the only one delaying.
So the first thing I want to talk about is sneakers.
Sneakers.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Are you a big sneaker guy?
Okay, I like sneakers, but I'm not like a sneakerhead because I don't know a lot about sneakers.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to what's worth money or like be able to see like, oh, those are the fucking whatever.
Jordan Retro 6s.
Yes, it
Spider-Man
kind of.
colorway.
Maybe like super like the more generic brands and styles, But like, yeah, I don't know. Kids would walk into the store and other kids working for me would be like, "Oh, those are the fucking somethings," and I'd be like, "Really? Sick. They're cool. I like the colors."
So how do you pick shoes then?
Usually, the most important thing is they fit.
Function guy.
Yeah, comfort. That's what happens when you get older.
Do you still skateboard?
No.
No.
I stand on one every once in a while, but no. You know what? I never was the biggest skater either. I grew up around a lot of gravel.
So you're like snowboard guy then?
Snowboarding and mountain biking and like trials and shit like that. A little bit of BMXing, but we all skated. There was like 3 different spots we could skate in town.
Right.
And they were about the same size as this fucking room, so
When you were mountain biking, did you have those shoes that stick to your pedals?
You don't wear those when you mountain bike, Jay.
What? My dad does.
You're not like
Dad, what the fuck you doing, bro?
Wait a minute. What kind of mountain biking does your dad do?
Well, he doesn't do like the jumps and shit. Like he just rides in the mountain.
Yeah, okay. If it depends, like if you're doing like downhill, I would assume you don't want those.
So you can bail?
Don't you have to do uphill to do downhill though?
Yeah,
Or you
so
taking
the type of mountain biking we used to do was like not like really biking. It was more like going down, standing on a fucking bike.
Like
There wasn't a whole lot of pedaling involved.
But what? That doesn't make. How are you gonna get back home?
We'd convince our parents to drive us to the top of the
that's
fucking mountain.
fire.
Or when we got our licenses, we'd like leave one vehicle at the bottom, and then we'd all fucking load our shit up in the other one and drive up to the top and bike down, and then drive back up and get the car at the end.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah,
That's
work
fire.
smart, not hard.
That's crazy. So you were rich growing up?
No.
You guys had cars?
I had a summer job, and then I bought a car.
It was just scooters.
Dude, okay, you want to hear my fucking car? This motherfucker's like, you're rich. Okay, so the first.
Tell me about your Mercedes. Your first Mercedes.
First car I ever bought was a 1987 Chevy Corsica. They don't make them anymore. It's the same year I was born.
Nice.
1977 Chevy.
87. Fuck off.
87.
I said 87, you cocksucker. I paid $500 for that bitch. And okay, let me.
Good price.
$500 cash, off of a neighbor down the.
How'd you get the
down the
500?
way. I had a job.
Hustling.
Job?
What? No, I got. You know what? I got a job working for the Village of Silverton. Shout out Village of Silverton. It was like my first good paying job.
What was the pay?
Is that your hometown? That's like where you're born?
Well, it's
like the town over?
It's like the area.
So how'd you get there? Did you pedal a bike?
No, I would borrow my mom's car.
Okay, yeah, I bet.
Because my mom had a car, like a vehicle.
Yeah.
It drove. It had wheels and shit. Like
Dave's mom
I
just
like
had
that.
a scooter.
wasn't a Mercedes.
I like that.
Right? Fucking shout out Honda Accords. And my dad paid for my first 3 months of insurance for that bitch. It was dope. He was like, here, this is what I'm gonna do for you. And I had to duct tape my seatbelts into place.
So they were just held together with duct tape?
Yeah.
You just tape yourself to the
in my
fucking seat?
$500 car. The power steering fluid would just leak out. So after like a day of driving it, maybe 2 days, every time I take a corner, it'd be like, so my friends could hear me coming from like fucking 10 minutes, you know.
It's like my car right now.
Yeah, basically, right? So, and then I drove it for 3 months and ended up giving it to the tow truck driver to take to the wrecking yard because it was such a piece of shit. So that rich.
Nice.
I mean, in experiences maybe, in freedom and adventures.
Yes.
You know. Yeah.
Young and
that
rich,
car was
baby.
a piece of shit, and everybody wanted to hang out with me because I had a car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it
Big
only
deal.
lasted like a few months.
Yeah. It was a piece of shit.
Did you get another car right after?
No. No, I did not. I went back to school, like high school, and then.
Right.
Yeah.
Fuck. I didn't have a car for another couple years after that. So,
Dude,
yeah.
that must have been devastating.
Rode my bike everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you clip into the pedals or?
No, I didn't clip into the pedals. No, but my parents, that's why I asked what kind of biking. My parents are
Yeah.
cyclists. Whatever.
Okay, yeah.
And they ride on like the highway or like
Yeah.
tracks. And so they're clipped
They
in.
click that
Because
shit.
when you clip in, you can like.
It's like way more force, momentum, or
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
It's nice to
easier
ride.
pedal and shit.
Yeah.
But when you're clipped in and you fucking bail, that sucks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, hey.
Yeah, they get fucked up.
No, but I thought you can. If it's like bad, they just come out.
Now you ever see them
Well,
falling
they're
and the bike's like
supposed to,
trailing
but-
behind them
Dude,
attached to
okay,
their legs?
think about, have you ever seen anybody ski?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
it's the
Oh,
same
same
kind of
shit.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see.
Yeah.
Holy, that'd be crazy.
Sometimes it unclips at the most inopportune times too.
Just
Imagine
about to
fucking
win the
just-
Tour de
you're-
France.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
You're
fucking
just
unclips.
You're just hammering away on those pedals. Your foot flies off. You
Damn.
fucking nut yourself. You bail. Your other foot doesn't clip off. You break your fucking kneecap.
Fuck.
Fuck.
You know?
Yeah, it doesn't come off, and then, but the
But-
bike's got to still move.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, depends what happens.
What other questions you got, Jay?
All right, we got some topics.
Hey, Yuji, you want to turn my monitor off? I think I'm a little bit loud, but whatever.
Do you remember the first time in your life hearing rap?
That's a fucking great question. I think I do. When I was in like grade 3 or 4, we had this teacher's assistant that was this super fucking flaky, spacey hippie chick, and I can't remember her name. And she would always like tell us stories about like parties and shit like that. Super like maybe not like inappropriate shit, but like stuff you wouldn't be talking to kids in grade 4 about.
Yeah,
And for
fourth graders.
Somehow she gave me the Addams Family soundtrack on CD, and there was a Young MC song on there. And you know who Young MC is?
No, not off the top.
No, I don't.
Oh, fuck.
Tell us about Young MC.
I don't know a whole lot about Young MC other than he's old. He's an old ass motherfucking rapper. Like this was like 1994 or 92.
What was the song?
No, you know what? It would have had to have been 92. So I would have been. Wait a minute. No, it wasn't. It wasn't Young MC. It was Cypress Hill.
Cypress
It was,
Hill.
yeah, it was,
Oh,
it was Cypress
shit.
Hill. It was 1993. I was 6.
What was the song?
Well, it was Black Sunday, the whole album. So probably Insane in the Brain or like Hits from the Bong.
And were you like, holy
6-year-old?
shit, this is amazing? Did you like it?
Yeah. Yeah, my cousin gave me the fucking CD. The first CD I ever had was Cypress Hill Black Sunday.
And did you play it like on repeat?
All the fucking
Crazy.
time. Yeah.
Do you still remember the lyrics, you think?
Yeah.
Because we got it loaded up, ready. No, I'm just kidding.
Karaoke time. Yeah, I could probably rap a good part of that, most of that album if like you put it on.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's like music's like one of those things where you
It's like stored in your body. It
yeah,
like hits your
exactly. You
body and then
hear
it starts
and
coming
yeah,
out.
Yeah, you hear it and you're like, holy fuck. It's like muscle memory.
Everybody
Yeah.
has like a CD or two that they owned and just played on repeat because you couldn't afford anymore.
But that was it, dude. That was it. As soon as I heard Cypress Hill, I was like, I'm fucking addicted. And like,
This is it, yeah.
my cousin gave me a whole shitload of her CDs, and I had like every Cypress Hill album up to that point. Cypress doesn't get enough credit, I'd just like to say, in the
Fair
hip-hop,
enough.
in the hip hop
Yeah.
world.
You know what? I haven't really listened to their whole albums. Like I know a bunch of songs by them, but
Cypress
gone
Hill
in.
is like extremely sampled too, because it's like they came out late enough to be considered like the new underground, like in the mid 90s, because they came out like late 80s, but they were still old enough that they were like the pioneers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, don't quote me on this, but I believe they were the first like Latino hip hop group to do the numbers that they did.
I believe that.
I'm pretty sure
That makes sense.
I'm pretty sure they are. Maybe not artists like individually, but like as a group. But yeah.
Okay, so we're 6 years old. We're listening to Cypress Hill. Are we like on a Walkman on like some headphones? Or are we like
No,
Were you, like, on,
we weren't. I wasn't
like a
listening
stereo?
To it. So when I
Yeah.
first heard Cypress, it would have been with my cousin,
but you get the CD later?
and then she gives me the CD, and I was in Spokane with my mom. And I remember this too, 'cause it was my first ever boombox, and I had a bunch of birthday money. And I went and bought some shitty ass Sony fucking CD player, tape player combo boombox.
Fuck yeah, with some speakers on it, some
Yeah.
little speakers.
Yeah, it was like
Jeez.
bitch was like this big. That thing probably melted eventually. Like I've listened. That's all I did was fucking bump tunes, and then that was it.
So like the whole house hears
that
it,
was what
like
I
you're
would
playing it
listen
on
to.
Max.
And then yeah, but it was it was a little boombox, and my room was like on the other side of the house. So
Oh, bet. So you were just
and
good.
my mom's a musician, so she didn't really give a fuck. She thought it was cool.
Yeah, that makes
and
sense. That makes sense.
My dad's old school, and he grew up in Chicago and St. Louis, so like he wasn't a fan of a lot of the profanities and like the racial slurs. But he never really told me not to listen to it or discourage me. My parents have both been very supportive of every type of music, and they both love music anyway, so my dad actually turned me on to a lot more. I want to say my dad's influence inadvertently is what pushed me more towards hip hop than my mom's. Because my dad used to he still does. He listens to like old school jazz and like R&B and soul and like shit that a lot of hip hop kind of came from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Still samples.
Yeah. And so like, yeah, growing up and fucking sitting there playing Lego and listening to Thelonious Monk. Or like Miles
Sick.
Davis, or like, you know what I mean? Like Otis
Yeah.
Redding, and I mean, I'm named after Otis Redding, but like just all that old school shit. And my mom loves Sam Cooke and all that, and so it was, yeah. But yeah, the question, the stereo, bumping it on the fucking little Sony boombox, and then come to think of it, my parents probably got sick of that shit. Because they bought me a Discman for Christmas. Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, we like the music here.
Yeah.
You-
Shut the fuck up.
You know where
Put
that
on your
song-
headphones.
That song would sound really good in your headphones. Okay, so your mom's a musician. What does your mom do? She a singer?
She's a singer, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh,
Yeah.
no way.
Yep. She well, she's retired now, but oh god. There's a lot of history with my mom.
She put out a lot of music? Like a lot of records or sang
Yeah.
on people's records?
Yeah,
Or she
did a
played
lot.
live.
She grew up in LA, and she was born in 1949, I think, or fucking either 1949 or 51. Sorry, Mom. You're probably never gonna watch this anyway,
Oof.
but just in case. We'll say 51. She looks like she was born in 1979.
That's good.
You know.
Aren't you born in 1979?
I'm born in 87. Go fuck yourself. I was not born in the 70s, boys. But yeah, so anyway, my mom grew up in the 60s. Like, she was a teenager and like a young adult in the 60s in LA. And she was a singer, so she did a lot of work and met a lot of people and like was kind of coming up with people that ended up being really big.
Hell yeah.
So like she did a lot of work with I want to say it was like session work. It wasn't live work, but session work for Bowie, and a bunch of other fucking like she did shows with Tom Petty and Bonnie Raitt and like all these
Tom Petty.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
So like all these big artists, but they weren't big artists at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
Magic touch.
She remembers seeing Jimi Hendrix in a little dive bar and shit like that, right? So she's got some really cool stories.
Sure.
And then she was a rock and roll singer and session singer, did commercials and TV shows and shit like that in van movies.
Cool.
Shout
Cool.
out, Mom.
And then had an a cappella group, and they toured the world, and that was pretty cool. That was like once I
Damn.
was born, that's basically what she was doing. So I would go on tour with her when I was little, which was kind of fun. But it wasn't like rock star shit.
Yeah, just regular like show up, you play
Yeah.
like the Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, and you go home.
No, I'd go on tour with my mom for like a couple weeks. Like
Oh, you hit
down
all the
road.
cities.
Yeah, and
Holy
she they
shit.
do like schools in the daytime, like school performances and like workshops and shit. 'Cause they
Cool.
were all,
Yeah.
It was an a cappella group, so they would do like vocal training and shit like that, and then do like concerts in the evenings. So it was just kind of cool to be on the road.
Sick. I recently did sound for a family like that. They do like francophone music, and like all like it's a dad and like his wife, and like their 3 or 4 daughters, and they all play like fiddle and like fucking concertina and like
That's fucking cool.
like weird shit, like weird eclectic instruments from like
That's cool.
the francophone community in Canada, and all they do is tour. They just go to French schools all over the country and they get paid. That's how they make
yeah,
their living.
you know what, dude? That's okay. So that's the thing. My mom, like, I remember when I was young, because some people would say or hear that my mom's a singer, and be like, "Oh my God, she's famous," and it's like, my mom toured the world and she like did a lot of really cool shit, but she was never like a rock star or like a pop star.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And so I remember asking her, like, so why didn't you, like, why aren't you more famous? Like, why don't you go play Madison Square Garden? You know what I mean? Like, why didn't you do that? And she was like, you know, there's a couple options with this music shit, and I think this is the best fucking advice I've ever heard from anybody in my life when it comes to music, or at least career-wise.
Here we go.
It's like you can devote your whole entire life to making it, and you could make it, or you could consistently be like let down and completely fucking destroyed from not getting to that crazy peak that you want to get to, or you could find a way to do what you fucking love to do and make a living at it. And not to discourage from trying to make it. Like, don't get me wrong. Don't read this the wrong way and be like, don't work hard, because my mom worked hard as motherfuck to make this work. But like she busted her ass, and she created a way for her to provide a living and provide a life for her family and still do what she fucking absolutely loves to do, even if she didn't get to that fucking platform. And at points she was there, like not there, but like, you know, touring all the time and making a full fucking a full living
Yeah.
being a fucking touring musician, you know what I mean? But she was able to like be on the road maybe 4, 5, 6 months a year and be home half the time, and like found a way to do both, you know what I mean? So like it was just kind of cool to like see that. And then as I grew up, I realized like that was her way of making it. You know what I mean? Like she succeeded. She did everything she wanted to do, and she didn't have to go fucking work a 9 to 5.
I feel like there's more professional musicians like that than there are like big stars. Like
Yeah.
there's way more people that are professional musicians and like work in the industry than you would ever fucking know. And like you might not make like crazy amounts of money, but it's still just like a normal life in a way. You just like go to work, you do fucking music, and you just like are just like a regular person, and your career and your life is like just music. You just travel a lot, you just go to a lot of cities and shit, but
yeah.
it's still just regular work, just regular life, you know?
Yeah, I feel like riches can be overrated if you're not doing what you love to do. You know, like if you're making millions of dollars but hate it, it'd be dope. But like, it's more of a win to be doing what you love to do every day and being able to do that without other shit.
I don't even think you should be trying to make any money until you figure out what the fuck you want to do.
Yeah.
Because like, there's no point in making a bunch of money doing the thing that's like not sick for you. You should probably like start there and then figure out how to scale it up so you can make more money doing that. But you should start with the thing that you fucking actually like
you
doing.
have to go off what you want to do.
Yeah, you got to start
Like,
there. That needs to be where you start.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing, like that saying where if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
Like that's basically what it is. It's not to say like you can't achieve those dreams and that crazy fantasy life that you think is impossible or that seems like it's another fucking dimension, but like you can still do this shit and have fun with it. That's why I like doing this. You know what I mean? Like I don't fucking push my music that hard. Like I don't fucking promo it that hard. I don't have that many listeners, like monthly listeners, or you know, sometimes a shitload of people show up, sometimes 2 people show up. It's like it's still the same as it's always been, kind of, but like
Yeah.
But it's fun. You know, I haven't put any crazy pressure on myself. So it's a good time,
Dude, it's lit.
you know?
It's so fun.
Yeah. And like that's the thing. And I like give me the opportunity or given an opportunity or when I have chances to, like I'll fucking put in the work and like I do. But it's like I just don't stress about it too hard.
You still
You
come
know
in
what I
with
mean?
the fire verse.
Yeah, you know,
You
because like it's a good time. Because I want it. That's I want to do it. You know.
Yeah. Yes.
Listen, nobody's questioning how good you are ever. Let's be fucking
Yeah.
honest here.
Yeah.
Everybody knows you're fucking sick.
Yeah.
Fucking nice with it.
It's fun.
Be looking around at sound check when you're up like, fuck.
You know what's funny though is like I appreciate that like big time for real, but like I also listen to my music, like I'll listen to my shit and it is better than it was before, and it consistently does get better. It's like working out.
Mm.
You fucking if you go to the gym consistently and you eat good and you're always fucking working out, you're going to get bigger. Your muscles are going to get bigger. If you're always writing, if you're always fucking freestyling, or if you're always listening to beats, if you're always like thinking about that shit, you will get better at it. Your brain gets trained to do it better. It's a muscle just like your fucking biceps. You know what I mean? Like, so it's something where like, and we were talking about it a little bit, like that beat when you sent me Priceless, like
Yeah.
it's a dope fucking beat that I would have never picked for me ever. And
Yeah.
that's not a negative thing. Like, it's not like I heard it and was like, I'd never fucking rap on this. It's like I heard it, I was like, this is fucking sick. And then I started like just trying to find a cadence and find a flow for it. And that's when I realized like, oh fuck, that's why I'm having a hard time getting this started, because like I don't fucking rap to shit like this, like just the beat structure. And so, but that's the thing, is like as soon as I found it, it was easy to start getting something going. And then once you get something going and you're like, this is exciting, like I'm having fun, then it's like, okay,
Then all your XP kicks in and you're like, I'm going to fucking body this.
exactly, you know what I mean? Because like your brain kind of kicks in and is like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing, all right, let's do it. Like, and this is how this is how we're gonna do it this time. All right, I'll like the challenge, you know, whatever. So
Yeah, it was dope.
and I liked it too because like I think the contrast is really good.
Yes. Yeah.
That's something like I don't know how much.
It's so special when I listen to it and your verse comes in. And I actually do love it.
You know what I mean? Like Brandon,
Don't mean to, you know. But I
I
really do like it.
You know, it's okay, buddy. I'm just. No, but that's you said it. I said it first. Like you know what I was meaning. And like Brandon, I don't know if you remember as too much of the Cetos and Has days, but like that's one thing when I had a group, it was just 2 of us. But like Matt and I, like our voice and our flows complemented each other because they were so different.
Yeah.
And like that's something that I find either really works or doesn't. You know what I mean? Like if you throw everybody on a track and they all sound the same and they're all kind of like, unless you're fucking Wu-Tang, and they none of them sound the same, but a lot of them flow kind of similar. But like you can't, like that, it gets boring. People end up hearing the same flow and the same type of style and the same fucking cadence and whatever. It's like, okay, cool, whatever. then those are the songs that people skip over. But when it's like you came in with it and you come with a kind of a slower flow with like the punchlines and the fucking the punchy fucking bars, and then I came in super like not even fast, but just a little bit.
It was faster, yeah.
And just rhyming on a different fucking on a different cadence and like switches the attention. It's like, oh, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then boom, your chorus comes back in and like, dude, yeah, that's just I enjoyed that song for sure.
I definitely wouldn't have thought of a flow that you did on that. It's pretty impressive to pull that flow out.
That's the other thing that's cool about doing that shit with other people is like you hear someone else do it and you're like, hey, I never would have fucking came like this. But maybe I can try maybe I'm going to try writing a verse like that to the next one.
Yes,
or whatever.
Yeah. I think music is so personal that like the more authentic you can be about the way that you write and the way that you want to approach the song is what makes it interesting for people to listen to. Because like you were saying, when like all of them sound the same and you're like, you hear a song that's really good and you're like, oh, I can do that. And you do like a rip of that song. It's like cool. But like when you hear something that you've never heard before, you're like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, you got to pull it from heaven, you know, completely out of thin air.
Absolutely thin air.
No references, yeah.
No, not like that. But seriously, like you can tell when like an artist, like if you like scroll through Spotify, you're like, oh, this is just a version of this. Like, oh, this is just like a shitty version of this or like a copy of this. But then like you come across shit that you've like never heard anything like, and you actually like listen to the song and you
I gotta play you guys something.
Yeah.
I gotta play you guys something. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, for sure. After this.
What is it?
Oh, it's just a new song where this is like kind of what he's talking about.
But
you know what though? Yeah, you know what's funny though is like what you just said there. That's how I actually started writing songs. I've rapped, freestyled, written verses, written rhymes for like, well, I said it on SUP, 23 fucking years, longer. But like I didn't start writing actual songs until I started taking other songs and rewriting them. You know what I mean? Like you find a song that you like and you're like, oh, hey, this is dope. And then you literally put it on repeat and write your own lyrics to that with either the same flow or a different flow, but like timing it the same.
Yeah.
And then you just start doing it yourself. And then you're like, oh, fuck, I'm going to do this with an instrumental and fuck listening to someone else's flow. Like figure it out yourself. Or sit there with a fucking metronome and write or rap with only a metronome. You can get an app on your phone. Dude, I did that shit so much. Or like, because we used to have a jam room just like this, just not as pimp.
Thanks.
And we weren't nearly as motivated or committed as you guys were, but we just like, it was like a garage band shit. And sometimes one of us would just go and sit on the drums and play the most simple fucking beat. You know
Boots
what I
and
mean?
Cats?
Yeah. Or we'd fucking, somebody would fucking beatbox or fucking play a fucking pen on a coffee table or something. Literally just like on beat. And
That's
that like,
crazy.
it gets you so fucking, it gets you so trained to like just rap on anything. And do you know what another really good piece of advice is? Shout out homie Alphabetic. I remember him telling me years ago, you should be able to rap your verse on any beat at any point.
Yeah.
Whether it sounds good or not is a different story, but like you should be able to either speed it up or slow
Just
it down
manipulate
and
it.
hit any fucking beat, because you should be able to technically write or rap that verse rhythmically no matter what it is.
When I first started rapping, me and Deegs would like literally try to write like a single verse over like a whole CD of beats, and every beat would be like drastically different, and you like slowly chop your fucking way through the verse, and then you'd use it on a completely different beat and it would be like a little bit off, you know? It wouldn't quite be it, but I know exactly what you're talking about. And then slowly I'd have enough verses that are like, oh, these kind of beats I would do this verse, and like these kind of beats I do that verse. But that was like really early.
Dude,
really early.
It's a good exercise to practice.
Dropping gems on them.
Are we running out of time?
Maybe. Okay, Jay, last question.
All right.
Let's wrap this thing up.
Let me see what I got in the vault here. Okay.
It's a rap show.
What?
Serious question or funny question?
It's a serious question.
Okay, it's a serious question.
With a slight
It's
funny.
fucking serious.
Paint me a picture of your ideal party.
I'm really bad at painting.
Okay. Just tell me about it.
You want me to just
then.
tell you about it?
Yeah.
Okay. My ideal party? Man, fuck. That's a really loaded question.
How so? Not that loaded.
Well, yeah, because like
just don't think about it. Just what comes to your mind.
fucking good people.
Dope answer.
It doesn't matter what.
That was the correct answer.
Doesn't matter what the fuck you're doing as long as you got good people there.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of good people, so I definitely would want a lot of those good people there. Good music, good food, and
Ooh,
like
food is
We don't-
provided.
We don't do that often enough.
yeah, good.
We need to bring more food to the
good
parties.
Music,
Yeah.
Good food, good drinks, good weed, and you know what, dude? That's all I fucking really need. Good weather.
Simple man.
And it depends. And you know what? That's also like if it was wintertime, I'd hope that it was a nice, good winter day or evening. If it was summertime, same
Fuck
deal.
yeah, dude.
You know? But like,
It brings me joy.
there's a lot of shit like, you know, there's other things involved in these parties that would probably be wonderful. But at the end of the day, as long as those factors are in there, no
That's
matter.
it. That's the idea.
That's
matter
the
what.
foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Dope.
That's my mature, responsible answer.
I thought you were gonna go wild, maybe like bring
Yeah,
out
well,
the
I
yacht,
thought about it, but like,
bring out the 18 models.
yeah, well,
I want
see,
to black
that's the
out in the
thing.
first 5 minutes and have everybody tell me about how sick it was the next day.
Yeah,
Ideal party,
yeah. No baby oil.
dude. You were on the dance floor. You had your dick out and shit.
Classic
Yeah,
me.
we're past those days, boys. That's why I was saying it's a loaded question. Like, fuck, you asked me that shit 10 years ago. Maybe it would be a different answer, but
Okay. What would be like the equivalent now then? Maybe like
well,
movie
I don't-
night,
like, I
ideal
don't do-
movie night.
I don't do drugs anymore. I'm like in a really
Respect.
dope, solid, committed relationship. You know what I mean? Like I'm not.
Yeah, he has a real life.
I've got kids and like I've
Not
got
used to this.
I've got to stay out of jail and like, you know, there's like a lot of factors that like change what you decide to do with your time
I see now
recreationally.
you don't care
you know?
about the yacht.
The yacht?
Yeah. Like the party yacht,
Like the boat.
the boat.
Yeah, like the big boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like yachts, a yacht.
No, but I'm saying for the party, because I was like ideal party, and you didn't mention it to be on a boat.
I mean, boats and hoes.
Exactly.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. But like that's the thing. Like, you know, I'm at a point in my life where even if there were titties all over the boat, I wouldn't do anything and wouldn't be able to do anything. You know?
Respect,
so it's like,
dude.
and it
They're for the lake.
yeah.
There are yachts on oceans. I don't
mean,
know.
it depends who's there. Like if I'm trying to be a good host and that's like the type of clientele or like type of like party guests I'm going to have, fuck yeah, boys, you want titties at the party? We'll get some titties at the party, okay? But like, you know,
I want to
to
black out quickly.
You know what we did for New Year's this year? This is what we did for New Year's this year. Me and my girlfriend
Mm.
and our 4 kids played Mario Party.
Fire.
Okay. We popped a bunch of bottles of Martinelli's, which is that sparkling fruit juice from Costco that comes in
Yeah.
a champagne
Oh,
bottle.
so the kids could drink
Yeah.
it too.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
They still don't believe us that it wasn't alcohol.
Oh
Like,
shit.
Just
Did they start
like 2
acting
days
crazy?
ago,
Just
my
hammered.
stepson is like, "So mom, we drank champagne, right?" She's like, "No, it was fruit juice." And he's like, looks at my daughter and goes, "It was champagne." Like,
Just in the bathroom puking in the morning. I feel so good.
But like we played Mario Party and fucking we made a nice dinner and then went and I threw all our Christmas lights on our driveway and we went sledding.
Sick.
And it was dope.
That's awesome. Yeah.
You know? It was fucking dope.
Sounds like a dope, like better
And
than
that
the
was-
yacht party.
That was like a really good time. And that's, you know, that's what happens when you get old. And I would have done something crazy. Maybe next year we'll do something crazy.
We got pretty crazy at Jay's after the show.
yeah.
I think they played a show. We did a
At
gig.
Skyview, right?
They played at
Yeah.
Skyview.
Yeah.
And then we were
Yeah,
up the
Dre
hill.
asked me to do that, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna chill with my kids. Oh, we lit off fireworks in my front yard too. That was dope.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That's some living out of town shit, dude.
Yeah.
Fireworks on the lawn.
Yeah, people still complain about their
Damn.
dogs.
Oh my god.
On New
What
Year's
you moved out there
Eve,
for?
What?
It's like, I get it, man. If your dog is afraid of like gunshots and shit, that's probably a good dog. Like, you know, if it lets you know when some shit is popping off. But like,
they can suck it up.
They're fireworks. I don't know. Happens like 3 times a year.
Yeah, literally.
Like my dogs sat there on the porch, and yeah, I don't know. They're barely even fucking dogs. They're just. I guess that's if I lived in town, I'd need a license for them. You know, like.
Oh, they're like big
license.
dogs.
No, they're tiny.
Mm.
Well, they're not
Really?
tiny. They're like mid on the small side. Like 30.
Mid compact.
Like 30 pounds.
Oh yeah. It's a dog still.
Borderline.
All right. Well, anyway, I just fucking, yeah. There you go. Parties. Party on, Wayne.
I don't have the other line, but I know there's another line that comes after
Party
it.
on, Garth.
Garth. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what Talos calls his
I'm
mom.
glad
Yeah.
that you actually at least know there's another line and that it comes from something. You had no fucking clue what I was talking about,
I
did you?
not.
Man, we should like. Y'all need to watch
Watch
some
a movie.
movies and like listen to some Enya and like, you know, like you really got to expand your fucking pop culture knowledge. Because that's the thing. You know what? I know we're done, but like I'm still talking.
No,
And
we're
this is
good.
what happens when you get Otis on a microphone?
We're cooking now.
The thing about a lot of the music now, which is another one of those like smack in the face reality checks for me, like at Zoomies, for example, when I'd be working and a song would come on, like a new song, and I'd be like, oh, sick, and then I'd realize, oh, fuck, this isn't the song I thought it was. And the song I thought it was a sample or a song that sampled another song, you know what I mean? But it's now a new version of a song I used to listen to when I was in high school that's being sampled. And you just realize, like, oh, fuck, none of the kids that were working or none of the kids that were around knew what the original song was. And then I remember my dad doing that to me. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I have become that old man. But you know what's really cool about that shit is, like, sometimes they pop up on Instagram or, like, TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, knowing where song samples came from.
Yeah.
Like, for example, this is, like, did you know that the Rough Riders anthem, like that classic DMX song?
Yeah.
That is the first chart-topping song on the Billboard charts, at least, to ever have a sitar in it. And that song, the sample, bow, bow, now, bow, 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 that's a fucking a sitar. Like those crazy big fucking like East Indian guitars.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a sitar sample. So like little things like that. I don't know. I'm a hip hop nerd. I love that shit. Like
Stop.
drop. Shut him down. Open up shop.
Whoa.
Fucking hard.
No.
That's a Rough Riders roll.
Man, you see that? You know that clip of him doing that at Woodstock? And
Yeah,
there's,
for like everybody on the
100,000
planet.
people.
Oh, it's like 1 million people.
That shit is wild, man. Like
Not even close to enough security.
that was Woodstock '99.
A small
Were
country.
you born yet?
He's a killer, no.
Were you? You were born.
Yeah, I was born.
You were born '97, right?
94.
Holy fuck! We're real close.
No, we're not.
Oh, God.
79.
Savage.
Just kidding.
Yeah, word. But yeah, that's like that. I don't know. I like that shit. Or like fucking like hits from the bong, like the original song. Fuck, I think it's called Spooky, and it's like Bootsy Collins or someone like that. It's not. It's not Bootsy Collins. Don't fucking quote me on that.
That song's a sample. Hits from the bong.
Oh, that you know what that is? That's the Preacher Man.
Crazy.
Son of the Preacher Man.
Sick.
Know that song?
Yes.
Yeah. The down. It's from the bong.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah. That fucking that guitar sample, whatever that is originally from the Preacher Man, you know, or like Method Man talking on fucking Drink Champs in METHOD Man. Have you ever seen that clip? He's talking
No.
about how he wrote that verse. He was like 15 or 16. and he like, hey, you get off my cloud. You don't know me. You don't know my style. Anyway, that's a Rolling Stones line. And then
Really?
yeah, and then I got fat bags of skunk. I got and that part.
Mm-hmm.
Beatles. He got. Fuck, I don't know can't remember the lyrics for that shit. You know what song I'm talking about?
Not the Beatles song.
Come together.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Dun, 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 lay
Yeah.
down,
And
dun,
he's
dun,
like,
dun,
yeah, so that
lay
like
down.
he was sitting there listening to that shit, and then he wrote that verse, and then METHOD man is Hall & Oates. And they fucking had a song called Method of Love. And they're like, METHODOFLOVE. And so Method Man was like, METHOD, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm just.
Music's really connected. There's so many different directions to go in this.
Yeah. Who's your biggest influence, Jay? Let me ask you a question. The interviewee is asking the interviewer.
Bringing back to that, the first time
No,
I heard rap.
let me rewind the question.
Okay.
What is your biggest non-hip-hop rap-related musical influence? Non-hip-hop.
Michael Jackson.
Fuck yeah. Why?
That's hard.
Dude, I used to have this like video game on Wii, and I would just like do the dance, the dancing game, like Just Dance, but it was Michael Jackson, The Experience, and I gained the shit out of it, and I would practice all the dances. Like,
Did you have like the dance pad, or was it like a
no,
camera?
it was just with the Wii remote. So like you really could just do like the one arm and shit.
Is that
But
what most
I
of your
would go
dancing is
hard.
like?
I would actually do it.
Dude, the dance games on the Wii were dope. Jay, you want to know something really cool?
Yeah.
When I was like maybe 9, I went to Disneyland with my mom and my cousin because my cousin lives in LA. And we went to the Michael Jackson Disneyland. It was like the Michael Jackson Experience Disneyland edition.
Yeah.
And you got to go and watch this fucking 3D movie of him saving the world from aliens with his dance moves.
Oh,
And
that's
then there's a bunch
It's
of
based
like,
on
Michael-
truth.
Yeah, it was a true story. It
It's a
was
documentary.
Yeah, it was how he got vitiligo. And he fucking there was a bunch of interactive shit, and then for like maybe a month afterwards, I couldn't do anything without like busting a Michael Jackson move.
Yeah.
Ow!
Just around
Like
the
walking,
corners
opening
and
up
shit.
the fridge, grabbing the fucking milk, slamming the fridge, and turning around.
Yeah.
You know, shit like
Yeah,
that.
going up on the toes.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, every time I'd put a fucking plate back in the cupboard or something.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right.
but yeah. What?
Any closing thoughts?
Sorry.
Can I get some advice
No.
to
Any
the artist
projects
that
coming
wants
out?
to come up right now? To somebody who wants to pursue this life.
If you want to be 37 with a couple kids and like a 9-to-5 job and do music because it's fun and rock shows and maybe make a couple bucks here and there, then do what I did. But like, I don't know, if you want to like get up in this life, I'd say like
Don't do it.
Really, 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 really work hard right from the get-go. Don't be lazy. Go out and get that bitch. And be different. Don't put Lil in front of your name.
But Young is okay.
Young is all right. Yours,
I put it at the end.
you put it at the end, and it's
Name
like,
doesn't even make
it's
sense.
completely different. Plus, if you were Young Stay, that kind of actually has a funny
Was that a
ring
better
to it.
name? God damn.
Young Stay.
Young Stay. No, I like Stay Young.
Yeah, stay young.
Doesn't make any sense. People didn't know my real
You
name
know
for
what
a long
you should
time.
do, dude? Every single time,
Music.
you know, like Snack used to come out on stage to like, and everybody knows your name. You know? Down, down, down. You know
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
He used to always come out to that shit. Now he comes out to like fucking Shook Ones or something like that. But you should always come out on stage to Forever Young. I wanna be forever young. And then you just come out, and then the light turns on, and you're just like this.
And then somebody comes up and like grabs
Yeah.
my jacket off me, and then I start performing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Why not?
Yeah, it has to be, man.
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
forgetting this brand.
I want to come from the
Dude,
ceiling.
that shit would
I
be
want to
fucking
float
dope.
down.
That's just like your signature
Forever
thing. And
young.
you only play it for as long as you can play it without needing to like have fucking licensing or something.
Nobody's gonna stop me.
I think you're allowed to do that. At
Yeah,
the
when you're
beginning of
live,
the
you're
show.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
Jay, you got any closing thoughts?
Thank you very much, OTIS.
Boys,
Coming
you
on the
rock.
O to the
podcast.
T
Thank
to
you
the
for
I to
letting me
the.
come on here. I'll have to come back when I actually have something to talk about.
Nah, we killed that shit.
Word.
All right, I am Stayyoung. That was the Stay Media Podcast, episode 4 with the O to the T to the I to the.
S.
Let's fucking go.